David Ricardo was great classical economist. David Ricardo was born in 1772 and he died in 1823. He was among the greatest of the classical economists. David Ricardo was born in England. He was son of a broker in London Stock Exchange market, as his father was very famous broker in London Stock Exchange. So Ricardo himself received early training in finance and prospered rapidly after going into the business as a loan broker. While he was in his late 20s, suddenly he found Adam Smith Wealth of Nation book and he started to reading it. Reading the Wealth of Nations, David Ricardo was stimulated and his interest in economics came into being, and this led him to become one of the great pioneers in economic thought. In 1814, David Ricardo retired from active business and turned his attention to research and scholarly contemplation. The result of this effort was the publication of 1817 of his famous book Principles of Political Economy and Taxation. In 1817, there was publication of his book Principles of Political Economy and Taxation and became very popular. The book was an immediate success and a school of Ricardian disciples formed within few years. Ricardo became very famous in England. Ricardo's influence was pervasive and lasting. Ricardian economics became a synonym for classical political economy. Nowadays, we call classical economist Ricardo as great classical economist. 50 years, his book 1817 traveled the journey as one of the most important book on economics, but after 50 years, it was lost its prime position, and neoclassical economics came into being. The book 1890, Alfred Marshall book came into the market, and then his book was overrun by Marshall. Sometimes there is a rivalry between Marshall and Ricardo, that who is the neoclassical. I have read somewhere that some of the supporters of Ricardo considered that Alfred Marshall and David Ricardo, he considered that David Ricardo is the first neoclassical economist. He was so powerful in his writing and the influence. Ricardo, like most other economists, was mainly concerned with the central problem of economics, the forces that determine the production of an economy's wealth and its distribution among various classes of society. But he was not only pure theorist, as were some of other classical economists. David Ricardo also made major policy recommendations concerning the dominant social and economic problems of his day. For instance, in his writing on international trade, he demonstrated how England would be better off to import the food it needs from foreign countries and pay for those imports by exporting its manufactured goods. This provided the supporters of unrestricted or free trade with an admirable rationale for arguing in favor of repealing the English tariff on grains in order to lower their prices. We all know that there was very high tariff on food grains Ricardo suggested that reduce the tariff rate and reduce and remove the tariff on food grains, then the food grain will be cheaper, and England can export food grain to the neighboring countries. And neighboring countries at that time were engaged in war, so there will be a high demand of food grains in foreign market. Britain should export food grains and get foreign currency, and thereby the balance of payment will be improved, economic condition of Britain will be improved, and on his suggestion, England would be better off to import the food it needed from foreign countries, and there was a problem of food production in England at that time, so there was a scarcity of food also in England. They suggested that if tariff rate is reduced or no tariff on food grains, there will be inflow of food grains from foreign country, and that food will be utilized in England, and England will concentrate on manufactured goods and export manufactured goods. Thereby the balance of payment will be balanced, and there will be supply of food grains to the British market in a abundant quantity during the period of food problem and food scarcity in England. So this was the practical major policy matter which recommended to the government at that time. Ricardo is considered to be most important economist who had discussed, formulated theories of value, theories of rent, theories of wages, which are also not entirely original, but were for the first time stated completely authoritatively and systematically. Therefore, it is said that theory of value, theory of rent, theory of wage, his theory of value is that the cost of production determines price. This is known as cost theory of price in economics. Even today, you start value, you will have cost of production theory of value. Then rent theory, he has given rent theory original, that the rent of land is paid to the landlords, and rent differential is caused due to the difference in fertility of soil. He invented his differential theory of rent, that he said that nature is responsible for not supplying us equal fertility land. We have high fertility land, low fertility land, and therefore price will be fixed on the basis of marginal cost of production, and therefore the price of low fertility land will be higher, and therefore those who have high fertility land, they will be benefited as a fortune known as differential rent. Rent is caused due to difference in fertility of soil, and so many landlords had a large tract of land getting very much rent, and they are not responsible for that. This is the negligence of the nature, that nature has not provided equal fertility land to all people in the country. Rather, someone has best fertile land, someone has less fertile land. So due to this difference in fertility of soil, there is a surplus emerged that is known as rent. Rent is a differential surplus which arises due to the difference in fertility of soil. So this was his original finding, and Ricardo's scientific view on economics, political economy as it is known until the late 19th century, was expressed on October 9, 2020 in a letter addressed to his friend and colleague, the Reverend Thomas R. Malthus. Political economy, you think, is an inquiry into the nature and causes of wealth. I think it is rather an inquiry into the laws which determine the division of the produce of industry among the classes which occur in its formation. No law can be laid down respecting quantity, but a tolerably correct one can be laid down respecting proportions. Every day I am more satisfied that the former inquiry is vain and deludes, but the latter only the true objects of the science. It is generally acknowledged by scholars that David Ricardo ranks not only as a greatest of the classical economists, but also one of the most distinguished economists of all time. And therefore, David Ricardo has been followed by Karl Marx, he was followed by James Keynes, and therefore Ricardo is considered to be one of the great economists, classical school of economics. Thank you.